Hello, artists, and happy Halloween. Are you ready to get started on our spooky project? All right, here's what you're going to start with a piece of paper and some circle tracers. Now, please make sure that your name and table code are on the back of the paper before you start. Then you're going to fill the page with as many circles as you can fit on there. You're going to want to trace them pretty close together so that you can get as many as you can on there. I would do 3, maybe 4 of the big circles and then some of the other smaller circles, but fit as many as you can on the page. Once you have done that, you are going to then draw some more circles inside those circles. So these smaller circles are going to be the iris of spooky eyes. So once you have done tracing all that, then we're going to start adding some color, but make sure you've traced them all first. All right, now we're going to take some Crayola markers, and I'm just going to draw an outline just on the sides of the inside circle. I'm not even going all the way around. I'm just kind of doing 2 sides. So I did turquoise and then I did some green beside it, or in this case, I just did some light green on one side and a darker green on the other. You can start mixing colors like a green and blue. I've got some different blues and a turquoise. Then I went to some warm colors and then back to some cool colors. All right, so I just then take some water and a paintbrush and I lay that water on top of the marker, and you can see that the color starts to run or to bleed. So you're going to pull that color into the center of your circle. So these colored circles are going to be our irises for spooky eyes. All right, so once you have that done, make sure you wash your brush before you start your next circle. And then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to do that with all of your circles. And you'll see how cool it is when the colors start blending together. I love the blue and purple, and I love the turquoise and blue as well. All right, once that's dry, and please make sure it is very dry before you do this, you're going to take a permanent marker and you're going to draw in the pupils. Okay, so draw a circle and then color it in. And then, of course, you're going to do that with all of them. And after I did that, I went in and I traced or outlined all of my circles. And then after that, if you have some pencil lines that you can still see, just take an eraser and erase them. Okay, now I'm going to take a zebra pen or any thin black marker, and I'm going to draw some little lines into the iris. So they're wiggly lines. Don't worry about them too much. My marker is actually barely touching the paper. So they look a little like spider leg-ish, I guess, but that's okay. So just do that with all of your eyes. And then there's one more thing that's going to make them look a little bit more realistic. And I'm going to take a whiteout pen and just add a little light reflection in each of my eyes. Now the next step, you don't have to do if you think it's too creepy, but I took a red Sharpie and I just drew some red veins into the eyeballs. Looks like these eyes have not had a lot of sleep lately. So like I said, you don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but I'm sure that a lot of you will want to. Okay, so once that's done, it's going to be time to cut them out. So I would do a rough cut first. It'll be a lot easier cutting a smaller piece of paper than trying to cut from this giant big piece of paper. All right, so you're going to cut them all out. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to take a black piece of paper. Make sure there's a piece of tape on the back with your name and table code. It's really hard to read pencil on black paper, so the masking tape will help. You're going to arrange your eyes in whatever fashion you like, and then we're going to glue them down. Now, some of them we're going to glue down flat, and others we're going to use some little spacers to raise them up off the page a little bit. So I'm going to start by gluing down some of the ones that I want flat. Now, in order to lift some of them up off the page, we have some of these little pieces of corrugated paper, and I'm just going to glue them on. They fit really nicely together, so you can kind of stack them to raise your eye up off of your paper. All right, so that's sitting up a little higher than the actual black paper is. So you can have them at different heights. Some will be taller than others. I wouldn't probably go past 3 or 4 layers. Then it might get too tall. If you've got a big eye, you want to put them all around so that they support the eye all around the shape instead of just in the middle. All right. And so you're going to go ahead and do that with all of your eyes and arrange them the way you like them. And then when you're done, you have a really cool piece of art. Okay, it might be a little bit scary, it might be a little bit spooky, but it is Halloween after all, so that's okay. Now, like I said, you don't have to do them with the scary eye veins. If you want, I did another one where I just did the regular eyes, and that looks pretty cool too. All right, happy Halloween, and go forth and be brilliant.